guys, welcome back to another build video on my channel. This build is something that I wanted to build inspired by my favorite band, Tegan and Sara, and like a lot of my builds, this build has a story behind it. So I basically wanted to do a house heavily inspired by my favorite band, but I just could not get inspiration. It got to a point where I had my one monitor covered in wrapping paper, I had t-shirts all over the place, I'm wearing my favorite grey hoodie, there are posters literally everywhere around my office, and had this one poster that my friend gave me. I even decided that for some reason a candle would help, so I had this candle that I called the Candle of Inspiration. It did nothing, so the candle had to be put out, but that is just how much I wanted this build to get done. Tegan and Sara have a song called 19. I believe it is on their The Con album, and I also have a shirt from their merch line that has a big 19 on it. So I really wanted this build to be my 19th build that I've released. It was supposed to be out a few days ago, stuff just didn't go according to plan, I had exams, and although I did finish the build and the editing in time, I couldn't do the voiceover in time because for some reason I just could not speak. So I took a few days off. Now I'm back trying to do this voiceover. I think it's going well so far, but I don't know, I haven't edited the voiceover yet. Tegan and Sara are big advocates for the LGBTQ community, and I decided that after a while of trying to be inspired, that this build was going to reflect that side of their lives. I also have a poster that my best friend gave me for my birthday that has Tegan and Sara's faces sketched on with a rainbow background, and on the rainbow it has the different meanings that has to relate to the LGBTQ pride flag. Because this poster was right in front of me and I really needed inspiration at the time, I then decided to base this build off of the poster. So if you don't really know what the colors mean, I'm just going to quickly tell you the colors and the meanings behind it so you can understand where I was coming from this build. So from left to right, you have a pinkish color for sex, red for life, orange for healing, yellow for sunlight, green for nature, blue for art, dark purple for harmony, and a lighter purple for human spirit. I decided to kind of lay out these colors on the floor, and I also repeated it on the roof. And the way I decided the layout for this house was going to be was that each room was going to kind of correspond with the color. So for example, we put the living room closer to the red stripe because red stands for life, and living room basically has the word life in it, so that was kind of my thoughts behind that. I also have this music studio that I'm busy making now, and I decided that music is a form of art, so it's closer to the blue stripe, which is for art. The music studio that we are working on right now is 2 stories high. I removed the flooring from the second story, so it's kind of like this huge big wall. I really like the way it turned out. I used these pictures that came with cats and dogs, and this was the build where I realized I was obsessed with those pictures and I needed to use them all the time. There were so many times in this build where I almost used it again, but I just don't want to keep using the same painting over and over again because it becomes kind of boring. Because the studio was also very close to the purple stripe, I decided to also make it representing harmony, so I put some purple accents everywhere. I also put some candles everywhere, which I did a lot near this type of section of the house. I feel like candles kind of correlate with harmony and also human spirit a little bit. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of the way I felt about it. And in this studio I do have this little section put away with a bunch of instruments, kind of looking like a makeshift stage, and I also just have a bunch of computers so you can be researching there. We will probably be adding carpets at one stage because this build was all over the place. I didn't really complete a room and then just kind of move on. I went from room to room, just kind of getting inspiration from the rooms before and after, and that's how I based this entire build off of. So I will come back later, and I believe we just put in some rugs to finish off the studio. The bedrooms were also kind of difficult for me to do. One of the bedrooms is more on the red, orange, and yellow side, which is life, healing, and sunlight. So I wanted it to be more kind of calming, more kind of adventurous in a way. That was kind of what I was going for. I don't really know how to represent that in colors, but I feel like what I ended up with was fairly okay. The other bedroom, which we are working on right now, was closer to the purples and the blues. So again, I wanted this room to really reflect harmony and human spirit. I wanted this room to be the type of room where you can just kind of sit down, relax, kind of collect yourself, and reflect a little bit. So that was the room I was working on. Again, there's a big open space, which I believe you put in couches because I couldn't think of anything else to add, but that is what we ended up with. The gym, which is also closer to harmony and human spirit, because a lot of people believe that exercise can kind of collect your mind and relax you and everything like that, and there is science behind it, but I decided to kind of add the gym over there. I don't have the Sims 4, is it fitness? Spa Day? That's it. It took me a while to remember the name. I don't have the Sims 4 Spa Day pack, so I don't really have like yoga mats or anything. And I did want the gym to have an area where you can have yoga, so I did what I normally do and I just added normal type of rugs so it looks like yoga mats. In the gym, we also have a place where you can play basketball, so it's kind of like an indoor basketball place. I don't know if there's going to be a bit of a glitch because I did work on this build while having move objects on, and as I have recently discovered, the items that I placed aren't always usable because I use the move object sheets on. For the living room, it took me a while to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. I do have this kind of hidden away section where there are bookshelves and also the mailbox and trash can, because I did build this on a apartment lot. You can also go through the elevator in this living room. The living room was closer to the red, orange and yellow stripes, so I was focusing on life healing and sunlight. Even though I did the main living area, I do have to come back to kind of finish it off because I didn't really know what to do. We have a bathroom downstairs which is closer to nature and art, so the theme over there was obviously quite a few plants, a lot of green, and a few hints of blue. I believe in an interview, Tegan and Sara actually said that their favorite animals is cats. I don't know if that's necessarily just domestic type of animals, but I do know at the moment, I'm a little bit behind on my Tegan and Sara news, but I do know that Sara has two cats, Holiday and Mickey, so I do put kind of accents of different cat things around the apartment, considering I do have the Sims 4 cats and dogs. It's a really cool expansion pack. Haven't quite played with pets yet, but I'm taking things quite slow. In the music studio, I also add a shelf with a bunch of awards on it because they are very talented musicians and I would imagine that they deserve to win a lot of awards. So I just kind of put that in there. Each bedroom has a correlating bathroom that also tries to fit the theme. So you'll have one bathroom kind of closer to harmony, art, human spirit, and you have another one that is closer to life, healing, and sunlight. As I was starting to get further in the build, I became very sentimental. A lot of this house is very heavily based off of this poster that my friend gave me related to the LGBTQ pride flag, but I also wanted a lot more hints of my favorite band, Tegan and Sara, around the place. Again, I spoke earlier about the shirt that I have that has 19 on it. It is a long black sleeve with a white 19 on the front. Coincidentally, I'm wearing it and that was not planned, so it's very easy to look back. I decided to kind of make the kitchen look very similar to the shirt when you're looking at it from above. So I tried making a darker background, which is the flooring and the furniture, to kind of be the white 19. Honestly, I feel like it turned out a lot better than I actually thought it would. It was a very odd shape for a kitchen, and in the end I decided to make the 19 with a bunch of counters and also a bunch of dining tables, as well as I believe I put in a bar because there was just too much seating area. I did put in the fridge, but I put it near the sideline, and I also put more accents around the house. Even though I really love the way the build turned out, I think the kitchen is personally my favorite, just because I managed to get it looking like a 19, and for me that was just like mind-blowing. I thought that was pretty cool. Next we move on to the second bedroom, which is closer to sex, life and healing. And in this bedroom I didn't really know what I was going for. I was trying a bunch of things, and then I kind of used that object that came with city living as a separator. At this stage I got the idea to base it off of another shirt that I have from Tegan and Sara, which I believe on the website is labeled as the quadrant shirt, which is basically just their faces on a shirt in quadrants. There's no better way to explain it than that. Sadly, like I said, I put all of the merchandise that I own from them all around my office, and I just could not find my quadrant shirt. I'm pretty sure it's hidden somewhere in like my closet or something, but closet. That's actually a funny joke if you get it. Anyway, so I couldn't find the shirt, but I kind of remembered what it looked like, and you also have a pop art picture, which you can change. I believe the options are between a sloth, a llama, and I already forgot the other one because I can't see it. But I kind of thought that was a perfect picture to kind of correlate with the quadrants t-shirt I was thinking of, so I put that down as well. Very soon we are just going to do some finishing touches around the house. I believe we finish the sunlight bathroom, which I just wanted to have like hints of yellow. There was nothing really going on in that bathroom. It is significantly smaller than the other bathrooms, and we're also just going to go around adding a bunch of cat stuff. And then shortly we are going to move on to the outside, where we work on the indoor slash outdoor garden, and also there will be like a little pathway, which is also like a sunlight area where you can sit down and get sunlight next to the beautiful nature patch. If you saw at the beginning of the build, I have the flag colors mimicked on top of the roof, and I also wrote "No Hate" on the roof. If you don't know about the No Hate campaign, it was a silent protest that originated in 2009 in response to California's Proposition 8. It amended the state constitution to ban same-sex marriages. A lot of influential people actually took part to show their support for the No Hate campaign, including Tegan and Sara, and that was actually the first time I learned about the No Hate campaign. It was actually from a picture I saw of both of them around the lot on the roof, but I also added in 3 flags other than the flag on the roof. That would be the transgender pride flag, like asexual pride flag, and the bisexual pride flag. When I looked it up, I saw that there were many different designs for the transgender pride flag. The one I ended up going with was the one designed by Jonathan Andrew in 1999. This flag has 7 stripes total, and it alternates between pink and blue. There are also white stripes between the pink and blue, and in the top left corner you have a twinned Venus and Mars symbol that is in a lavender color. I know as I'm building it I did mess up the flag quite a lot, but in the screenshots I tried to fix it up. The only thing I couldn't fix was that the twinned Venus and Mars symbol is supposed to be in lavender, and I couldn't find a color that really represented that. I ended up using a brownish color to try and get a very similar looking color, just because I didn't have lavender. Just next to that symbol we have the bisexual pride flag. You have pink at the top, purple in the middle, and blue at the bottom. The pink and the blue stripes are supposed to be significantly bigger than the purple. I believe the scaling is 4:2:4 in that exact order. The colors are supposed to kind of blend to each other, so there's not supposed to be a distinct difference, but because this is The Sims 4 and we don't have a color wheel, it was very hard for me to do that, so I had to work with what we had. The biggest difficulty was trying to find a pink color that really suited, and in the end, although everything else is wood, I had to use carpet because there wasn't a good pink wood, which I can understand why there wouldn't be pink wood, but it was just very frustrating for this build. The color pink in this flag represents gay or lesbian, the blue represents being straight, and the purple that is in between represents being bisexual, meaning you go both ways. Out by the front, very close to the living room door, we have the asexual pride flag. This flag has black, grey, white, and purple stripes, and the meanings goes as follows. So the black at the top represents asexuality, the grey underneath represents the grey area between asexuality and sexuality. Right under that, the white represents sexuality, and the purple at the bottom represents community. In the end, I was very happy with the way this build turned out. Like I said earlier, this really wasn't what I was expecting this build to be, but I do like the way it turned out. It made me really happy to kind of see all of these colors, kind of the representation it has behind it. I hope you guys did enjoy this build. If you did, remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys so much for watching this build, and I hope to see you guys in the next build. Bye guys!